everyone, thank you for visiting my channel. My name is Natsuko and I'm a fashion designer and founder at Kodama Apparel. And through my work, I hope to inspire others for a sustainable lifestyle and a greener future. In this video, I will quickly introduce myself and share my journey of becoming a sustainable fashion designer. I'm originally from Japan, and I moved to Australia back in 2002, and as a teenager I always wanted to become a fashion designer and have my own brand. So I went to study fashion design in Brisbane and eventually got myself in a job with ballet costume making, which was really fun, and clothing alterations, dressmaking, and then eventually product developer, or some people might call it garment technician. Basically liaised with overseas factories and suppliers. So I did a lot of offshore production, including mass production as well. So that's what I did for many years, and I always loved nature and animals, but to be honest, back then I had zero concept of sustainability. I used to have so many clothes and fabrics and just loads of stuff. Like, it was really bad. I started to realize how wasteful the industry was, and also the impact that it has on the workers and the environment. So I started becoming aware of it as I actually worked in the industry. And when I decided to build Kodama Apparel, then I started asking a lot of questions like, where was this fabric made from? Who made it? How was it made? Did it require a lot of water or chemicals, and etc.? And what was the implications on the environment as well? And you know, the list goes on, because like even just in the process between fiber farming and the fabric production has so many processes, and that's not even the beginning of the actual designing part of it, or the making of the garment. So it's insane. There's just like so much work involved behind the scenes. More and more people are becoming aware of the implications to the environment, but I think it was something that wasn't really required in the fashion world in the past. So I find it really challenging to trace those sustainabilities and ethical side of things, because I find a lot of areas in the apparel world lack in transparency, and to trace that and track down the history of the work and the people and the environment in each product or materials or whatever it might be can be really challenging, but you gotta start somewhere. So I want to share 5 major things I practice at Kodama Apparel to stay as sustainable as possible. Number 1 is staying local. Fashion design and producing a range is labor intensive as it is. So I think it's important to try and keep everything as local as possible. It's not only supporting the local businesses, but it's also saving carbon footprint in transportation. It's like going out for a grocery shopping. You might want to try your local farmer's market and buy some local produce instead of buying something that's been imported from another country. I mean, when you think about it, there's just so many fuel and energy consumption in transporting something outside the country into somewhere else. Number 2 is natural fibers. For me, it's like food. I care about what I put in my body, and when something is natural, it's just there because it's meant to be. I focus on hemp and organic cotton. By the way, hemp is an amazing fiber. I'm going to talk about it in the next video. It's also important to consider the end life cycle of the garment. So I'd hate to say this, but if it ends up in the landfill, is it going to degrade? Is it going to take hundreds of years like polyester dress, for example? So focusing on the natural fibers and have it as degradable as possible is also an important consideration in your design process. Number 3 is design and quality. Big fashion companies are pumping out styles every month, or if not every week. It's crazy, and producing thousands and thousands of clothes, and I think it makes more sense to design and create something that's going to be appreciated for a long time, where you can mix and match with other things in your wardrobe. Like, I'm sure like you have something in your wardrobe that you've been cherishing for years and years, like maybe longer than 3 years, longer than 5 years. I have a lot of clothes like that too, and I think that's really important. Product quality becomes important as well. well, because you know that it's gonna last a very long time. So that also helps the life cycle of the garment. Number 4 is zero waste. Fashion industry is just wasteful, period. That's just the way it is at the moment, unfortunately, and there's always going to be fabric wastage or other material wastage in the making, whether it might be sampling or bulk production. So I've been collecting off-cut fabrics from my sampling and my small run production process, and trying to work out a way to upcycle that and recreate it into a new accessory range, for example. I think it's important for the business to tackle and manage the wastage created within the business and work out a way how to reduce it as much as possible. Number 5 is talk about it. Just talking about it within your community, your family and friends, and sharing ideas, it creates a sense of awareness, and that's really important. If you want to do something but you're not sure how to go about it, don't feel intimidated. You can always start small. Start with small habits, something that's easy to do. The important thing is that you do something about it. And definitely share it with your friends, because small things do count. Don't feel like you're the only one doing it, because there's plenty of people out there who shares the same vision. You might think it's such a small habit, like it doesn't make any difference, but when you actually do it together as a whole, that's when you can make a big difference from small habits. So small things do count, and don't feel discouraged. Share and talk about it as much as possible. Thank you so much for watching this video. Whether you're a designer or just anyone who wants to start your own green habits, I hope this gave you some insights and ideas for a sustainable lifestyle. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below, and feel free to share any tips, advice, ideas on sustainable lifestyle and greener future.